Welcome back to the Sunday Special, and today we're reading No Longer Human by Osamu Dazai, illustrated by Junji Ito. And today's episode is Tragic Comic. Alright, let's go. The manga series was gone as if it had been a dream, and I learned of my father's illness. I passed the days in gloomy introspection until one day, Mr. Aoki from the newspaper came by with an unfamiliar guest in tow. Mr. Joshi, I don't know how I can truly apologize that our paper could not run your manga series after all. I expended every effort to persuade the editor, but I'm sorry, my efforts were insufficient. I brought with me a distinguished art critic, Mr. Shun Takaito. Sorry. Mr. Takaito is a scholar of surrealism. I thought he might take a look at your oil painting, Mr. Joshi. No, Mr. Oba, which is the real reason we're here today. Oh, you're very welcome to come in. This way, please. This is Mr. Oba's piece. What do you think? Aoki. Yes? In this, I have discovered a rare talent. Here, there is anxiety. There is fear. There is madness. There is longing for death, a thirst for life. There is tragedy. There is comedy. I can see so much of this mad dance of buffoonery in hell. These are monsters in broad daylight. If I may offer a piece of advice, apply yourself and complete a serious large piece. If you do, glory will at last be yours at the Nike exhibit. Sorry, guys. You'll be a great painter someday. I knew I wasn't wrong about you. I'm so glad I brought Mr. Taquito to you. To that end, please paint a large piece on canvas that's size 50, no, size 100. Mr. Oba, let us meet at the Nika show. Honey? Mr. Oba, you have a future as a fine artist. Ma'am, are you all right? Yes. I'm sorry, I'm just so happy. I got dizzy. Swish, swish, swish. Okay. Swish, swish, swish. My, so this is you and me? Yes. And this? You must know. Our children? Quite presumptuous. Hey, lady killer, you at home? How's the gray lover? What's this? Do I detect a note of caution in your face? Okay, it's been a while. I heard you got yourself hitched and that you had your position with Lady in Kon- Kanoji too, didn't you? I've come today as a messenger from her. She asked me to tell you to visit her once in a while. Sweet, huh? Whoops, maybe I should have kept my mouth shut. It doesn't matter. You can say anything in front of her. You're just as cocksure as ever. I'm coming in. All right, so my manga's going to be serialized in the Daily Morning, you know. But, well, manga for me, you see, it's just a hobby. I do it in my spare time. Oh, what's this then? Oh, it's what I'm painting now for the Nika show. Nika? Huh. You can show it at Nika if you want. But I don't know, this ghost painting will ever go over. How about a drink? Suits me. That was how we happened to warm over the embers of our friendship. We went in the bar. We went to the bar in Kyobashi. And eventually, dead drunk, we visited Suzuko's apartment in Koenji, where I somehow even spent the night. Hiroki and myself, I felt, were exactly alike. When the two of us met face to face, it was as if we immediately transformed into dogs of the same breed and bounded through the nighttime streets. But what was different from before was Hiroki had a manga with a first-rate newspaper, while I was left with nothing more than a provisional promise of crossing the finish line at Nika. I shall never forget. It was a hot, sticky night near the end of summer. Oba, let me spend the night. What's the matter, Hiroki? Why are you wearing a lounging kimono? This darned writer's block. It looked like Aoki at the newspaper was going to lock me up and put me to work, so I ran away. Also, sorry for the bother, but can you lend me a bit? I hate to tell you, but we have no money either. Yoshiko at the pawn shop. You've got kimono, haven't you? Yes. Sorry, Yoshi. Yuzo here. We'll be back soon. Boil us up some beans. Boil us up some broad beans for us. I lent Hiroki what he needed from the money from the pawn shop and bought some gin with what was left over. Once we reached a park near our apartment, we decided to enjoy the cool of the evening for a moment. Paint-me-asmic gusts of wind blew up from the Sumida River every now and then. It was a dismal little party. But Hiroki, are you sure it's all right for you to run off from Mr. Aoki? Can you even begin to understand the feelings of a popular manga artist? Alright then, forget it. How about we play that game? Which is what exactly? Tragicomic. Tragicomic? The guessing game of tragic and comic nouns. Oh, that. I had invented the game myself. Persons who fail to see the distinction were obviously unqualified to discuss art. Are you ready? What's tobacco? Tragic. Medicine. Powder or pills? Injection. Tragic. I wonder. There are hormone injections too. No, definitely tragic. There's the needle. What could be more tragic than a needle? You win. But you know, medicines and doctors are surprisingly enough comic. What about death? Comic. That goes for ministers and priests too. Bravo. Then life must be tragic. Wrong, it's comic too. In that case, everything becomes comic. Here's one for you. What about a manga artist? Can't be comic, can it? Now that, you've got all sorts of manga artists. First-rate manga artists are comic. The third-rate ones are tragic, that's obvious. Looking at you, I have a hard time believing it's comic. All right then, my turn. What about a Don Quixote taking on the Nikita show? Don Quixote is comic. Wrong, it's tragic. 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 What's wrong? Oh, about done already? Oh. Alright, next. How about we guess antonyms? The antonym of black is white, but the antonym of white is red. The antonym of red is black. Complicated. So what's the antonym of flower? Let me see, there was that restaurant flower, moon, so moon. That's not an antonym, it's more of a synonym. I've got it, it's a bee. A bee? Aren't there bees, or is it ants and peonies? What are you trying to do? No bluffing now. Oh, what are you trying to do? No bluffing now. I know. Clouds. That cover flowers. You're thinking of clouds covering the moon. Ah, that's right. Wind on the blossoms. It's wind. That's the antonym of flower. Pretty poor. Sounds like a line out of a popular song. You betray your origins. The antonym of flower is the thing in the world least like a flower. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Wait, how about a woman? Then what's the synonym for woman? Entrails. You're not very poetic, are you? So then what's the antonym for entrails? Milk. That's pretty good. One more in that vein. Shame. What's the antonym of shame? Shameless. A third-rate manga artist and Nikita Don Quixote Yozoba. And what about Masako Haruki? Don't be cheeky now. I've never I've never been tied up like a common criminal the way you have. Darling! Tetsuniko! What's wrong, Oba? Oh, nothing. What's the antonym of crime? This is a hard one. The law. Crime belongs in a different category. Oh, crime belongs in a different category. Well, then what? God? You can't dispose of the problem so lightly. I feel you can tell everything about a person from their answer to just this one question. You can't be serious. The antonym is virtue, a virtuous citizen like myself. No joking around. Virtue is the antonym of vice, not crime. Vice and crime are different. They are, I think. Virtue and vice are concepts, words for morality invented by human beings. You just don't quit. So then is it God? God. God's everything's God. I'm hungry. Shiko's cooking some beans at the apartment. Great, I love beans. You don't seem to be very interested in crime. That's right, I'm not a criminal like you. I might indulge a little, but I don't cause women to die, and I don't lift money from them either. If we knew the antonym of crime, I think we would know its true nature. Crime backwards is... No, that doesn't work. But it does contain rice. I'm hungry. Bring me something to eat. Why don't you just go get it yourself? Alright, I'll go back to the apartment and commit a crime with Yoshiko. The antonym of crime is rice. No, beans. Do as you please. Just get the hell out of here. Crime and punishment. Dostoevsky. What if he had put crime and punishment side by side? Not as synonyms, but antonyms? Crime and punishment? Absolutely incompatible ideas. With crime and punishment as antonyms, what lies at the bottom of the scum-covered pond of the chaos of Dostoevsky's mind? I've almost got it. No, I still... Hey, the beans are extraordinary. Come have a look. What? Inside the room were two animals. Well, that's unexpected. Please join us again next time for Aspects of Human Behavior. Until then, thanks for watching.